Hey everyone, Shabby here and welcome to part number 2 of Shabby Takeover. Tonight is about the United Kingdom Championship and the NXT Tag Team Championships with Eddie Guerrero versus Andrade, Cien and Almas sandwiched nicely in the middle as we take over Philadelphia once again. So we are going to start things off here then with the United Kingdom Championship match as your champion Oney Lorcan defends against Travis Banks. The following match is scheduled for 1 fall, and it is for the NXT United Kingdom Championship. Introducing first, your challenger from New Zealand, somewhere in New Zealand anyway, Travis Banks. And here comes the champion, someone I've accidentally made wrestle twice in Shabby Takeover because he was part of the 205 Live Light Heavyweight Championship match as well. It is Oney Lorcan. Rocking that belt. He looks good in that belt, doesn't he? And this is what it's all for then. The NXT United Kingdom Championship. Now, interestingly, oh, that's an interesting idea. That's a very interesting idea. I've said before, haven't I, that that we are going to do. 99% sure that the universe mode after this is going to be the NXT UK roster. I'm thinking, do we link the two rosters together? Question of the day. The winner of this match, should they start NXT UK as the NXT United Kingdom Champion? That would make sense to me, wouldn't it? Does it make sense to you guys? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Does the winner of this match become champion of NXT UK? That's a big question, that is. It would mean that Oney Lorcan, a non-UK person, would have to be part of NXT UK, but I've got no problem with that. Travis Banks is already going to be part of that roster, of course, because he made a large portion of his career in the UK. Let's see what happens. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Should the winner of this match be the NXT UK champion? I feel like those two rosters should intermingle somewhat, you know. I think that championship should exist in both. I feel like it only makes sense. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. That's Travis Banks now fighting. Well, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in this corner. Nice running forearm there by Oney Lorcan. Catching Travis Banks and then a boot in the face as well. Now Oney Lorcan bringing Travis Banks up into a nice sit-out powerbomb. Now Oney Lorcan, of course, won this belt away from... That's a good question. I want to say Tyler Bate. But it could have been Pete Dunne. I can't remember. I think it might have been Tyler Bate, to be honest. Oney Lorcan had an opportunity. Oney Lorcan, not Oney Lorcan, sorry. Noam Dar is a sort of weird one in this situation. Noam Dar. He had a great match against Oney Lorcan. Of course, did not come out on the winning side, and then Travis Banks destroyed Noam Dar. So it'd be interesting what happens there. Travis Banks is again somebody who we are debating allowing into 205 Live, and I think he would suit the 205 Live roster somewhat. As Oney Lorcan now dropping Travis Banks neck first across that top turnbuckle. There's the pin. One. Only a 1 count. Banks back up to his feet. Nice forearm right in the face of Oney Lorcan. I don't think it'll be too long here before Travis Banks does make more of an appearance in the US NXT. I mean, of course, he is one of the main men at NXT UK at the moment. And I feel like we could still do... We'll still do a United Kingdom tournament, I think, before NXT UK. Maybe the winner of that tournament will be crowned the first #1 contender for the championship, maybe? I don't know, I think it's a nice chance to get that tournament done. But I feel like this probably should... Yeah, I feel like this probably should determine the champion of NXT UK. I think the belt should exist on both rosters, but be the same belt, if that makes sense. I don't know, you guys have to let me know what you think, but I feel like that's probably the best case. It might confuse me a bit later in the future, of course, with stuff like the blogger page. Of course, if you're not seen the blogger page, you can go down to the comment section down below. It's the description down below, should I say. It's the easiest way to find stuff. Literally, I've got a homepage for Blogger set up now, and you can click on links to the individual universe modes, and it will take you to a separate page with all the links to the series and all the champions and former champions and that sort of stuff as well. So if you're ever interested, check that out. If you ever want to go back and watch something else, or you're interested in the sort of universe modes we've done and you can't bother to go through the playlist, then do check that out. Wow! Travis Banks has won it already. Travis Banks, that was a quick victory that was for Travis Banks, and he's the new NXT UK champion. Right. That makes our question a bit more interesting now then. Do you believe that Travis Banks should start NXT UK as the first NXT United Kingdom champion? Or do you feel like that belt should be separate and we should do a tournament to crown the first belt or the first champion? How do you think? I feel like Banks should start NXT UK as the champion, to be honest with you. So we'll still do a tournament beforehand. Maybe, yeah, maybe to crown the #1 contender, maybe. Maybe the winner of the tournament will get an opportunity at Travis Banks. I think that could be a good idea. But there we go. Strong victory first of all, and a brand new champion here in Travis Banks. And here it is, the big match that everyone has been waiting for. Andrade Cien Almas versus Eddie Guerrero. Now, Andrade Cien Almas has been very, very dominant in this universe so far. He's defeated every single Latin American star we put in front of him. Lince Dorado, Kalisto, Sin Cara, Gran Metalik. He's beat them all. And even when Eddie Guerrero interfered in his last match, that was an interesting one. That Eddie Guerrero out of nowhere, just entering the ring and just attacking Andrade. And I can only imagine that's down to the stuff that Andrade had been saying. He was bragging about how he was the best Latin American star there is, there will be, and there ever has been. And Eddie Guerrero obviously took some offense by that statement. I didn't realise Eddie came out in his car. Well, now it's time for Eddie to put his money where his mouth is. He attacked Andrade midway through a match, but Andrade was still able to come back and win the match. But now Eddie Guerrero has an opportunity to take on Andrade one-on-one. Well, one-on-one plus Zelina Vega at ringside. Which one of these two men is going to come out on top? It's going to be an amazing match. I'm really hyped for this one. And here we go, and the bell goes. The match we have all been waiting for. Andrade Cien Almas versus Eddie Guerrero to prove who is the best Latin American wrestler. Of course, Andrade Cien Almas has defeated every man we have put in front of him over the past few weeks. Kalisto, Sin Cara, Lince Dorado, Gran Metalik. Andrade Cien Almas has defeated them all. And in the process saying that he was the best, he is the best, and the best there ever will be that Latin America has ever offered to wrestling. Eddie Guerrero obviously taking offense to that statement. He interfered in the match between Andrade and Lince Dorado, but Andrade still managed to come back and win it, so it was a crazy match, really. And starting things off here, Andrade Cien Almas is looking incredibly strong. However, in all my babbling, Eddie Guerrero is now taking control of the match. I'm really looking forward to this one. It should be fantastic. These two guys really at the top of their game. I feel like both these men... Well, I think Andrade is definitely involved in our 205 Live Universe mode. I feel like at some point Eddie Guerrero could be part of that as well, you know. Nice neck breaker. Boot in the spine there by Guerrero on Andrade. And Andrade dominated the first part of the match, but now Eddie is definitely in control now. But, ooh, nice stiff right hand. And then nice running Hurricanrana there by Andrade on Eddie Guerrero as well. Stiff forearm, another stiff forearm as well. And Andrade hit those forearms, went for a springboard dropkick. Not only missed, but also nearly went straight through the ring. And Eddie Guerrero just taking a few seconds on the outside to think about things, and he's just seen Andrade glitch through the ring, which can't be enjoyable for Eddie Guerrero, can it really? There's some stiff strikes back and forth. Nice dragon screw there by Eddie. It brings Andrade back up to a seated base, or standing base, shall I say. Pinged off the ropes. Leapfrogs over as both guys go shoulder to shoulder. Nobody has the strength advantage as Eddie now twists the arm, looking for this Lucha Libre style arm drag, taking Andrade down. Pin by Eddie. One. Going for a 1 count. Eddie now, nice, wrenching away. Pulling the arm back, just slowing the pace of the match down. Keeping Andrade grounded. And so far we haven't seen much from Zelina Vega at all, have we? She's normally quite boisterous in these sort of matches. Of course, she wasn't actually around when Eddie interfered. She was away doing business elsewhere. We believe she was trying to organise some early deals for her client in the 205 Live Universe mode. Of course, he was part of the Cruiserweight Classic tournament, not able to get through to the Final Four on that one, but I'm sure she'll be trying to get him something special once the universe begins. Eddie now wrenching back at the arm, once again in full control of Andrade. Nice arm breaker. And Eddie once again now looking for another arm breaker. Clever manoeuvres, of course, when Andrade tries to go for that hammerlock DDT, by weakening the arms, it might struggle with his grip. Andrade fighting back, nice boot in the gut, and went for the running dropkick, but Eddie avoided it and caught Andrade with a chop. Both men back up on their feet as now Eddie, with a suplex, keeps the grip, rolls the hip. You see Zelina Vega's face, she's not happy, keeps the grip, rolls the hip, looking for the third of the three amigos. There it is. And look where Almas' base is. Actually going to go straight for the pin, Eddie. 1, 2, and Almas does kick out from the three amigos. Eddie can't believe it. He thought he had the match won there and then, but I think if he'd just gone for a frog splash there, he might have actually got it. Eddie taking Andrade up onto the shoulders, looking for... Oh, nice. Nice powerbomb. Nice. Sort of like almost like a border toss, a bit like Hernandez's finisher. Well, no, it wasn't really a release, was it? But Andrade is back up. And now looking for some offense of his own. Now wrenching back at the arm. Oh. Really has that arm twisted. And Andrade, you see now, just taunted the grounded Eddie Guerrero. Knows he's in control. Sending Eddie into the corner. Just slowly follows him in there. Doesn't go for anything big. And now sends him into the other corner. Follows up with looking for the knee. But, oh, Eddie caught his leg. And that big spinning heel kick right to the face. Now look where Andrade is positioned as Eddie goes to the top. Feeling froggy. There's the frog splash. 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. Zelina Vega tries ripping the referee out of the ring, but it's just an instant too late. And Eddie Guerrero does get the victory. Andrade Cien Almas trying to prove he's the best Latin American wrestler of all time. However, tonight was just not his night. They both had very good moments in this match. However, it was just that one reversal by Eddie from that running attack in the corner to hit that spinning heel kick, take Andrade out, and Andrade landed perfectly in place for the frog splash right there. For the 1, the 2, and Zelina Vega, you see, pulling the referee out, having a go at him after the match, but still, either way, Eddie Guerrero gets the free count. Eddie Guerrero is your winner here this evening. Very, very strong performance by him. Almas, still fantastic. Bags of potential. Just because he couldn't beat Eddie now does not mean that this one's over. I think Almas will be quite happy to face Eddie again at any point in time. And who knows, in the future, Almas could get a very, very different result in this match. But well done, Eddie. Great win for him. No ring rust at all. And here is your main event of the evening. TM61 challenges the Revival for the NXT Tag Team Championships. And here they come then. Shane Thorne on your left, Nick Miller on the right. ready for this. Now, of course, TM61 actually finished off the Rising Universe mode as the champions out of nowhere. Massive surprise when they defeated a couple of big teams in a row, which is surprising considering that the ratings were quite different. And now they've done the same thing here. They've managed to win a fatal 4-way elimination tag team #1 contendership match against some pretty strong teams. And now here they are with a shot at the tag team championships. And here are your NXT tag team champions, the Revival. We have been very light on tag team matches in this universe mode. Unfortunately, the tag team style still doesn't work very well. It's been pretty hit and miss, hasn't it, really? So it's a bit of a shame. I do generally tend to lean towards tornado matches because they work a lot smoother, but I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. So this is a standard tag team match. We're going to give it another go. There has been a couple of patches, so hopefully WWE, 2K, Ukes, all them other people have helped some of the issues, hopefully. Let's find out. And this is what it's for then, the NXT Tag Team Championships. Will the Revival be able to keep these belts for the entirety of this universe mode? Or will TM61 do just like they did in Rising and creep in and take it away in the last episode? We're about to find out as we zoom in here on the challengers. Shane Thorne and Nick Miller. And now they're tag team champions there. Scott Dawson on the left, Dash Wilder on the right. Real old school tag team, this one. I was dabbling with the idea of these two guys facing the Brainbusters at Shabby Takeover because they were the champions. That sort of went out the window, but that match will have to happen at some point, I'm sure. The Revival versus the Brainbusters. We're going to go for that at some point. The referee takes the belts. And there we go. That's what it's all for, the NXT Tag Team Championships. And just a quick moment to do something I hate myself for doing every single time. We have started up a Patreon for the channel, so if you are interested in supporting us, there is a link in the description down below. And there's various little perks you can get there, including guaranteed random matches, or even if you go for the Elite package, I will actually record a show for you as well, but no forcing, I'm not pushing anyone to do anything. It's there if you want it. Right, enough of that crap. Let's continue on with Nick Miller and Dash Wilder starting this match off. Nick Miller now back to the corner, going to tag in Shane Thorne. Early tag. Shane Thorne now just twisting the head. Oh, really wrenching that head of Dash Wilder. Dash Wilder, but stamped on the back of the arm as well. If they can do this again, I mean, they did it like I said in Rising, they did. I think they beat the Young Bucks in #1 contendership, and then I think they went on to defeat Red Dragon, I think, for the belts. I can't remember off the top of my head. That would have been pretty crazy if that had happened, wouldn't it? Real crazy. Either way, this is going to be assisted. Oh no, just booting the knee. Okay. Very technical wrestlers, the Revival. They know what they're doing. They're not stupid, are they? Nice slamming the back of the head into the mat there by Scott Dawson. Now dropping a leg drop on Shane Thorne as well before Sean? Yeah, Shane Thorne turns into Sean, doesn't it? Good old tongue twisters, eh? Nick Miller now in, taking Scott Dawson down. Yeah, so the problems I had before with the tag team matches were that the partners on the outside just weren't doing their job. I mean, the partner who was... The person on the outside whose partner was getting the pin was terrible at coming in and blocking them. And the partner on the outside whose partner inside was being pinned was terrible at coming in and breaking it. So it really, it either gave such an awful ending, basically, normally, or an ending that should have definitely been an ending, not being an ending. So it was it's frustrating, but like I said, there has been some patches. So hopefully the AI is a bit better now. So the AI about 5 years ago was perfect. Somebody would hit their finisher maneuver, and then their partner would come in, run across the ring, and take the opponent off the apron. Now that was perfect. That's how it should be, in my opinion, but it doesn't seem to have happened that way, as now An assisted gutbuster by the Revival on Nick Miller. Shameful not happy, but the referee, well, Shameful, if anything, distracted the referee and allowing the double team to happen from the Revival. Nice boot in the guts. Dash Wilder dragging Nick Miller across now. Stiff right hand in the back of the head and a boot in the spine as well. Now Dash Wilder is in firm control. The Revival really controlling this match now. A bit of glitchiness there. I don't know what happened there, but for some reason it looks like Nick Miller just got transported through time and space. Come with us now on a journey through time and space. There you go, the mighty boosh. But Nick Miller turned this one around. He's back in control. It's a very back and forth match so far. Nice spine buster by Nick Miller, who's for some reason still in somebody else's moveset there for a split prone. And this is interesting. Submissions are the one thing that makes this match a bit more interesting. Right, figure four locked in. Didn't last very long though. And now Nick Miller stalking. Dash Wilder takes him up into a Liger Bomb. There's the pin. One. And look, oh wow, Scott Dawson, instead of breaking the pin, he just drop kicked the referee in the side of the head. If anything, that should be a disqualification, but it won't be. I know it won't be. Nice drop toe hold there by Dash Wilder, now taking Nick Miller up onto his shoulders. Nice backbreaker. Shane Thorne though taking out Scott Dawson. So now the interesting thing is now Scott Dawson's down on the outside. So if there's a big maneuver here on Dash Wilder, it could be enough to get the free count. There's the tag. In comes Shane Thorne. Scott Dawson's still down on the outside. So if Shane Thorne has something big, like I said, he could win this one. But he doesn't. It's a snap suplex there by Dash Wilder. Just the timing. Like that's the. Oh, there we go. There's a roll up. 1, 2, Dawson's in, but again, look, Nick Miller didn't even make an attempt to come in the ring and try and block that one. That's what frustrates me about this match type. And he just allows the hot tag to happen, as you do. Let's boot in the back of the leg now. Dash Wilder's down the outside, so if a big maneuver here can be hit on Scott Dawson, it could be enough to get the win. This is what it should happen. Oh, Dash Wilder just popped straight back up again out of nowhere. I thought he might stay down a little bit longer there, to be honest, but nice chop block on the knee. I think that could be what works here for the Revival. If they can get a submission, that could be enough to win this one. Dash now with the leg drop. Now dragging Shane Thorne around, dropping him a fist right in his face. Just fisted him in the face. Before twisting the head. Really wrenching that head now. Oh. He's going to pull it off. And now we are going to look for that submission. There we go, locked in. Will it be enough to hit the tap? He does. It's enough to get the tap. And there we go. Nick Miller just stared at that submission. He didn't bother coming in to break it at all. And the Revival are going to keep their championships. So I say that's why I prefer the Tornado. Because in the Tornado match, that would have been blocked. The Tornado match, he would have stopped that. Oh, the assault continues here. The Revival just beating down Shane Thorne and Nick Miller. The Revival are still your tag team champions. They've held it for the entirety of this NXT Universe mode. And making a statement there over TM61. So there we go, guys. That is the end of part number 2 of Shabby Takeover. We have got a brand new NXT United Kingdom champion in the form of Travis Banks. We saw Eddie Guerrero get a victory over Andrade, Cien, Almas. And now a win here for the Revival to retain their tag team championships against TM61. So we've still got 2 more videos left for you in this Shabby Takeover 4-episode extravaganza. I like that word, it's pretty good, isn't it? In the next episode, we are going to see... We're going to have the 6-man elimination tables match between the Undisputed Era and British Strong Style. We're going to have The Undertaker versus Finn Balor and we are going to have Sami Zayn versus Keith Lee for the North American Championship. I hope to see you all there. That'll be in a few days' time. Of course, if you have enjoyed this one, please do hit a like and, of course, subscribe if you want to see some more. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.